Hello, Merry Christmas from homesteading Northwest Florida. And, and Happy Solstice. Thank God the days are getting longer here. Happy about that. It's good for the plants. Yesterday we had a controlled burn here. And yeah, the lettuce is doing pretty good. I left it uncovered. And next door there was a controlled burn. And I noticed there is a heck of a lot must have burned, because on top of my table here, there's little fragments of burnt stuff. You know, so it did float all over the place. I don't know if after I got it, left, that the wind changed direction or what happened. But this kind of stuff would happen in nature if we let it. Like all these vines that I cut down and burned in my burn barrel, they would be gone. Because they do make the trees unhealthy. So, there's some trees that are born to survive and some that aren't. But what they did here in this field, which I'll show you, yesterday I had a controlled burn last night at about 4:30 p.m. when the sun went down. So it's kind of a video like that, where the sun went down. Then I went in this pile and I kicked it. And sure enough, there was something in there. I bet it was a rat. So I'm going to be checking my vehicles today. But yeah, here's the result of the controlled burn of this field. There we go. And it's a pretty big field. I actually never walked out this far. But it's almost like you have to do something. And maybe there was a friend of mine said that maybe there was a fungus or something, but I just think, good, get rid of the weeds. We really need some less weeds here. So, looks like some parts did not burn, but some parts did. A lot of that did. So, it will definitely make the soil healthier. And, in nature, it happens all the time. Lightning strike, and then there's a wildfire. And it's just that we have a lot of houses, and we don't want them to get damaged. But, I guess we need to live somewhere too, but we're definitely, cutting off the wildfire's ability to do what it would do. Like, I'm very surprised that during the heat dome, in August and September, that there was not more wildfires up here. I mean, it was so hot. But there wasn't, because they're prevented from spreading and prevented from doing what nature would do naturally. So they had a controlled one here yesterday, and it's good for the soil, definitely. Just like I do the biochar of all my brush and vines and burning. Like, here's a real doozy right here. This is the smilac. Oh, I gotta cut that one. Can't stand it with the thorns. But they don't have that in the farm field, but it will help the soil. So, Merry Christmas, Happy Solstice, and yep, controlled burn. So that was better than watching 4th of July fireworks. It really was. And we got some plants going here. We have onions, and I actually grew a turnip. I think the seeds might have been old. So, yep, and we have bok choy, and I actually chopped off the flower tops of it going to seed, but I did notice some bees, since there's not so much heat, little honeybees actually on those flower tops. So, maybe I'll leave them, maybe I won't in the future here. So anyhow, yeah, this area used to be a total mess, and I cleared it away from this fence. And we're gonna have to check the cars here for rodent damage. And I kind of go around all of them and tap them and try to scare whatever out of there. Finally did get the big mimosa down, but some of it's still up in that tree. Up in the trees there. That's the trouble. There's so many trees that you can't get one to fall. You cannot get them to fall. You know, you gotta finagle stuff to get them to actually hit the ground where you could cut them up. Because, you know, just a ton of trees. And this area, yeah, these oak trees here were completely covered with vines. And you can see that they're still bent over, which I kind of like these bent over like this. But that's because vines and invasives were pulling on them and not allowing them to grow straight up. They will completely use the vines and the Chinese privet. The Chinese privet grow like a canopy like this and won't allow trees to go straight up. They'll hang on them, and I kind of think I'm going to get rid of a lot of this Chinese privet also here along this fence line, which this fence got crushed. This barbed wire fence got crushed by this. I think this is a choke cherry that fell down. Choke cherries are pretty lame trees, and boy, they don't burn well. But this is a Chinese privet, and I think it prevents the hawks and everything from hunting because of the canopy that it has. So anyhow, that's that. And yeah, that control burn, it looks like it didn't hit every area, so that's interesting. And we've got our new wood pile here with the cement blocks. I really like this design. I did find it on a YouTube video. That keeps the wood off of the ground very nicely. And I got some new mimosa wood on there and some older stuff that can be split. So that's how that's gonna go. Protected from the moisture. Yep, and I think I will get. I'm gonna clear this area out so you can drive. I'm gonna clear some paths in here so you can drive right around here. So this will be the next giant. I'm gonna take down a giant sweet gum tree. This one right here. Got to hook up a pulley system. I kind of want it to fall that way. But it's going to be a big one. It's about 45 feet, I'd say, 50. So yeah, that's going to be the next one we're taking down. Because I'm going to create a pathway here to drive around the whole thing into the parking lot. That was my original plan, but I kind of just wasn't cutting the trees. But now I will use them for firewood. And it does look like, because of El Nino, that our winter here is going to be colder than ever. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, and here's the vines that caused the tree. I mean, that's what my whole backyard looked like this with all the vines. So yeah, because you know, controlled burn, excellent idea. I just have to do it on a much smaller scale.